Hello, fair listener. Welcome and thank you for following our journey on metagaming by Rum Propelled Gaming. Fair warning, sometimes we are not safe for work, and others not safe for real life. Journey forth at your own risk. Now let's dive right back into Tarath through the campaign Many Polos. A lot of the resources that we already use and then re-refine them. Generally, it has to do with the unrenewable resources. So like,
Yeah.
Coal is a big one. All drywall is like 70% burnt coal. Like that, the white gypsum in there is
Really?
yeah, like 70 to 80% of that is basically just that. And some of it's kind of like a cementish material and paper material to cover it, and depending upon the other layers that you want in it to make it harder or stronger or whatnot. But mostly it's that. That's what drywall is. And plastic? Do you know where plastic comes from?
I know plastic is like a byproduct of oil, right? So like
Yep.
when they refine oil for gasoline, the plastic's a byproduct of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's one of the most like amazing materials we've found in the past century.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I saw some post about how like if everybody wasn't so biased against drugs, we would have houses made out of hemp. I guess hemp fiber also is not bad for making structural things. I don't know. I was like an infographic I saw on Facebook. Like, take it with a grain of salt. I did zero investigation into this infographic.
No, material sciences are really cool.
Yeah.
Hey, George.
I agree.
Hello.
George, do people call you Jorge?
In Spanish class they did.
Do they ever anywhere else?
Only people who know my name before I meet them. Like, I'm sure if I ran into friends from high school, they might call me that, but not really.
Okay. Would it irritate you if I called you Jorge? I don't have to, but every
No,
time I
man.
hear George, that's all I want to do is say is pronounce it Jorge. So if that happens, I'll try not to. If that happens, though, I apologize. That's just what's going on in my head.
It's better than what I was doing. I was trying to shorten George to like Greg for some reason. When we were first talking, if you remember, George.
Doesn't really make sense because they're the same amount of syllables, I think.
Yeah.
George, Greg,
George and Greg?
George, Greg.
Greg.
Yeah. It's that guttural thing at the end.
I know, I agree with you. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know why my brain was trying to do that.
Yeah. Like, it makes no sense for my brain to go Jorge instead of George, but that's what it does.
Exactly. We're not exactly fully logical creatures. Only partially.
Oh, yeah, no. Hello.
Hi, Gab.
Hello. You guys registered to vote?
I am. Ike is not.
Interesting.
Oh,
I mean, you don't have to tell me. I just like I've gotten like 6 notifications today that it's National Voter Registration Day. I just saw it.
He actually like the first Trump versus Hillary, that election, I had asked him if he was registered to vote, and he was like, no. He goes, I don't feel like I should be registered to vote because I'm not educated enough on the political system to vote. And I was like, okay, that's whatever, that's fair.
You can fix that.
Yeah. Well, then after that election, this past election, he didn't get registered in time to vote. But he, like, this past election, he was like, I really should register to vote. And I was like, yeah, I told you that, 4 fucking years ago. But
Yeah.
so I think he's And he's gotten a lot more into politics because it's really hard not to anymore.
Right. Like, you can't not.
Yeah.
I've noticed too, just the older a person is, the more likely they're going to fall into it, because it's just like you can only avoid it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Because you start to realize that, like, if you don't voice your opinion, no one will.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's especially true, like, nowadays versus, like, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like it's been like that for like 15 years now.
Yeah.
There's been so much going on. I guess 20, right? The whole time we've been at war. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's just getting older. I think the older that I get, the more I realize, you know, like, I pay taxes now, and I like do things that laws affect, right? Like, if I want to get married, there's laws in effect. If I want, you know, health insurance, if I want to go to the doctor, you know, that matters. Like,
Mhm.
Yep. No, I'm completely there with you. It's like the more things that I realize that those things affect, like growing up where we all did too, I feel like it's this area that kind of shits heavily on politicians, because we've had really shitty politicians in the area from I would only hesitate to blame it on the education, but also blame it on the what is it? Mob that was in the area. Yeah, that was it. And controlling all the people that were in power.
yeah.
So, yeah, Josh, we had kind of talked about this last week, I think it was, but up until I don't know, I guess half my life, because I was, well, less than half my life, but up until I was 13, we lived in a town just outside of Chicago, and you want to talk about bad politicians?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fair. I'm reading a book currently, actually, speaking of bad politicians in Chicago, about...
How are you?
Hi, Johnny.
Speaking of bad politicians,
And Chicago, I'm reading a book, or I've been reading a book series that's oh shoot. Trying to remember, I'm only on the second one, but each book is like easily in the thousands of pages, but they're based in space and far, far, far off into the future. I'm going to it now because I feel stupid for not knowing what it is.
Okay.
It's by Peter F. Hamilton, but basically it has Al
Capone.
Capone, thank you, reincarnated, and so it's pretty interesting from that aspect of things, like Al Capone reincarnated in space.
Here's a fun fact for you if you did not know this. He died of syphilis.
I did know this.
Al Capone.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Died of syphilis in jail.
Mm-hmm. Napoleon Bonaparte also died from syphilis, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I knew Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon Bonaparte did.
The series is called The Night's Dawn, by the way, so I'm not like
Okay.
whistling Dixie over here about nonsense. But it's pretty long.
Once stuff goes to space, it kind of loses me for some reason.
I can understand, but the going back to the same thing we were talking about with politics, the older you are, the more you realize that politics have to like influence the laws of your life. You kind of realize that you're gonna die, and that maybe not faith, but like curiosity about what's going to happen after you die leads you to speculate a lot. And it's just like a natural human condition, being able to be self-aware, that you're like, well, maybe there could be some weird shit out there. What's that weird shit? Let's talk about that, you know?
I don't know if that's necessarily like I can't say that every single human that I've known has made it to that stage yet. I don't know if that's like a necessary stage to being human.
That's true. That's fair. Well,
I've kind of resigned myself to the knowledge that I'm probably never going to make it off this earth. Like, in a, like, actual sense. I
oh,
don't know.
You're never
Even
gonna
if, like-
fling yourself into the void.
No, because, as someone who... How do I put this? The chances of something that going wrong on an airplane and it being survivable is really low. I can only imagine the chances of something going wrong in, like, a space flight is even lower in, like, being survivable.
oh God, yeah. But I think we're talking like in a metaphysical sense here. So like, at least that's what I was thinking of. Like a death, what happens after you die. That has to do, at least what I was thinking of. I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood something.
Yeah, I feel like George said space, and Josh, you went to like the spiritual plane.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, they're both essentially, right, George? Like, I'm with you, George. Like, essentially for me, they're both the same, right? I'm never going to physically experience what's in space. I'm also never physically going to experience or know what's going to happen after I die. It's fine. It's like aliens for me, and religion and ghosts. Like, they're just giant question marks. I don't know what happens. There's no way for me to, like, test what happens or prove it or disprove it one way or another. I don't waste time on them because there's no satisfying answer.
Satisfying is the real question there, because I'm glad you left off with that, because to me it's satisfying to speculate and have like these fun, because I wouldn't see, I'm a little weird in the sense, maybe not as weird as most Americans, I guess, because I wasn't raised with any religion, like, period. No church, no nothing. I just grew up reading books. That's all I had to understand.
My mom is more spiritual than religious, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I kind of also fit into that sort of category. of,
Okay.
like,
I don't know. It's also just fun because I like stories, and that's all they all really are, I think, to some degree. It's like a story of what could be, and stories are fun. I don't know. I really like stories.
Stories are fun.
Hi, Jesse.
are fun.
Hi.
I really enjoy learning about other religions too.
Right?
Just like other viewpoints.
Yeah. That's why I like
Especially I
traveling so
think
much.
yeah. Especially I think because I was raised Roman Catholic. And so it's really interesting to see other viewpoints, even within like Christianity, just other like viewpoints on it.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about this? Are we starting a new religion?
Well, we started with politics, so of course it went to religion.
No, we're just talking about the existential crises of our lives.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we need to start a religion so we can all get a tax cut.
Yeah.
No, for real.
Hey, so if you don't know, you can actually, if you get your own land, if you have your own land, and you make it into a homestead, you don't have to pay land taxes. That's one less for you, at least.
Pretty sure we couldn't start a religion because to start a religion, you have to have a cult first, and then you have to die. Because I'm pretty sure that's what separations cult from religion.
Originally,
I
not
think
far
Jim
off.
Jones would disagree with you.
I don't remember that happening to the Mormons. I don't know who Kim Jones is, but
Jim Jones.
I still don't know. who that
Kool-Aid
is.
man.
Was he
Oh,
the
yeah,
Kool-Aid
yeah,
dude?
yeah.
Mhm.
Mormonism's not a cult.
And it didn't start as a cult. See that it's a little bit more culty, I would feel like, these days than some others, but
Well, that's
That's
kind of
different
like some people view Mormonism like as a cult. Some people also view like Jehovah's Witnesses as a cult.
And both of those started in America. Woo!
Yeah, I love the Book of Mormon's such a good play. There's a whole song that talks about how Mormonism's like the all-American religion.
Mm-hmm.
What defines a cult?
Right, I think I'm gonna Google it.
So I actually just was looking stuff up on cults not that long ago. Not for any specific reason, just
Whether or not you want to
Actually,
join
no.
That doesn't
There
sound
was a
suspicious
specific-
at all.
there actually was a specific reason. It was because I like true crime podcasts and YouTube series, and I watched a video on Jim Jones, and I was like, was what he did technically illegal? But
Yes,
there's
can't
no nobody, he was never prosecuted because he was dead.
Right.
So that's why I was like, so was it would he have gone to jail? Would he have gone to prison? Because technically he didn't kill the people because they drank the Kool-Aid by
Willingly.
free will.
Yeah.
It'd be the same thing if I loaded a gun and handed it to you and you shot your head off.
But so
I feel like that's more of you heavily implied to her to shoot her head off.
yeah, these
No,
people
or she could
live.
go out hunting.
Yeah, but
Except
these
in this
people-
scenario too, you would also have to take that gun back and now shoot yourself in the head. Which
And
they can.
I'll tell her that I'm going to do that after she does it first.
I still feel like that would be considered a suicide. I don't know if you would go to jail. I guess
Right.
it depends on how good your lawyer is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything
I was
in
just
America.
wondering, and I was wondering, his cult is it illegal to run a cult?
No. No, cults are so I'm looking, so the internet tells me it's a religion or religious sect generally considered to be extremist or false, with its followers often living in an unconventional manner. It's just religion to the extreme,
Hmm.
and it just carries derogative connotations.
Yep.
So I guess any religion's a cult,
Hmm.
and any cult's actually just a religion. It depends on how people perceive it.
Hmm.
Yep. That
Hi,
sounds
Cassidy. By the way,
The Amish.
Hi.
I was
like
just
the
thinking
Amish
about
are
the
a
animal.
cult.
Well,
Well, I mean,
Yeah?
unusual
Yeah.
religious, spiritual, or philosophical beliefs. I mean, that's all. You just have to have someone call you unusual. Your cult.
Electricity is the devil.
Cultists.
It's just making you weak. They just don't want to be,
yeah,
dependent.
so a lot of cults, it's very rare for a cult to be deemed illegal in the United States because of the First Amendment.
Mm.
Freedom to practice a religion.
The right to cult.
The right to cult.
But if your cult has, there are ways that it could be deemed illegal, with controversial conduct. Obviously, your cult can't be centered around human sacrifice. But
Well...
See, I mean, you hear me out though.
Pretty sure most cults that are centered around human sacrifice don't advertise it unless it's the
Or,
apocalypse.
yeah, you can't go around kidnapping people to join and
Also,
Stockholm syndroming them into joining your cult. That's not.
yeah.
That's illegal.
Now recording.
Yeah, fucking
Fucking Craig.
Craig, you missed all the good stuff.
I didn't think.
So
Go ahead.
I don't know if anybody's watched Kimmy Schmidt on
Oh yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah.
That cult, that was technically a cult, but it also was illegal because he kidnapped the women and kept them in a bunker. So,
Yeah, that's not okay.
however, had he met these women and convinced them to just come live in his bunker free of will and, joining him in his weird religious escapades, it would not have been illegal.
Do I want to know how this conversation started?
Politics.
It's the central crises.
Well, maybe I did record it, so maybe you if you're interested enough. But it is. I was going to say, if you could, Flint, do you have a intro?
No, not yet. No. I mean, it could be something simple, just like, like, hey, I play the character Flint.
Yeah, it cut out on Johnny though for whatever reason.
I
But you
make
have to
things big.
describe Flint a little bit.
Oh,
And he doesn't have to. I'm pretty sure Jesse just said Ash likes the color pink.
Gray.
Gray.
That's still something.
Yeah, no. So that's completely fine. If you wanted to say it again, I can clip it for your intro. I was just saying because it cut out on Johnny on my end.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, hey, I'm John. I play Flint. He was a feared pirate on the seas, and now he's here.
Perfect. Yeah, I'll just clip that and put it in there for now. I just had it on my
Now
list.
he's here in hell.
Yeah. I just had it on my list for a while, and then I'd actually set a reminder for myself this time because I was like, I'm not forgetting.
Well, this is only like the 10th time you've told me about it. So.
Yeah, it's only, and
Yeah.
I was trying to remind myself is all to ask because I feel like the last few times I wanted to ask, and then I was like, no, I haven't. No, maybe I should.
And every time I was like, yeah, I'll think of something, and we'll do it next time.
Yeah.
I never thought of anything.
Well, that's fine. It works out. And the other thing that I'm going to have to work out now, too, are 3 missing people. So, it would be Mariel's turn, and just to be of a recap, you guys just fell down the chute of icy slide down into hell. And Griselda started taking a shower under the goddess Persephone's stream of apparently never-ending nice, clean, cold water, and these ice imps started attacking you out of the crystalline forms that were all hiding around on the other different sides there. And then you just experienced, too, the very last thing was you guys had killed one, started to kill a second when it brought back its companion after being exploded. Do you need me to elaborate?
Wait, I
Yes,
don't remember that happening.
It
I don't remember that either.
it clapped, and then out of the shards at the very end of its death, because it exploded when it died, and then out of its shards, the one over here on the far south eastern part of the chamber clapped and brought back its companion, which is
I remember it coming back. I
Which
didn't
is-
remember another imp doing it.
yeah, that's how it happened. Is it?
I do remember that one of them screamed, "Step away from our goddess." Is that what they said?
Mm-hmm.
Am I remembering that wrong?
Nope.
Okay.
So
Before we started playing. Sorry.
yes, you're good. I was just giving a bit of a recap. Still. About how you guys
Yeah,
felt.
we took the water slide of doom.
Yeah.
Into the bowels of hell. And,
Better than the last water slide we took.
Right.
well, it would be Mariel's turn in the turn order of things, too, after that imp brought its friend back. But it would appear she is not attending this evening, so she's, just confused and trying to talk sense to this imp, and it ignores her, and then it would be Ash's turn.
Okay. I kind of want to turn to the nearest one and ask it what we've done to offend the goddess.
You have befouled her liquids!
Is there a way we can make this right? We have no wish to offend.
You must bow down before the goddess and pray for forgiveness.
Okay.
Every one of you.
Okay.
I run up to the goddess, and I just prostrate myself on the ground. I'm like, please forgive us for disturbing your beautiful, clear, luscious liquid. Forgive us.
Same Zeus.
Mame's gonna back up against the wall and just kind of watch.
And,
Yeah, if we're out of combat, like momentarily, I'm gonna step out of the water and like kneel down and be like, I'm sorry, I didn't know this was sacred water.
Are we temporarily out of combat, or are we
I
still
would
in
say
combat?
that everything is very tense currently, but you aren't. No one seems to be moving otherwise after that one had spoken. But Vomaira is definitely shifty-eyed right now and standing kind of back towards Mame, but also looking down behind the corridor. That way, still jittery as hell.
I'm gonna back up onto this wall, like next to Zolas, and just gonna kind of whisper into my torque and be like, "Does anyone know a way out of this room?" Kind of figured we might need to have to do what we were doing.
Zolas, I'm gonna take a
Muted.
knee and not like bow or anything or grovel, but just like be small.
Okay. I'm trying
Wait,
to...
why is Vilmyra shaking?
You still, got the stuff
Yeah,
running
Vomaira
through her blood.
is high as
Oh,
shit
she
still.
high as fuck?
Yeah.
Juiced up, bro.
Sasha's also gonna kind of just fly kind of behind into my side and just kind of sit on the ground next to me.
I'm assuming in these particular cases too, Meriel and Baharash would follow suit with everyone going and following the command of the god of apparently the goddess, as Vomaira is still sitting here, kind of shifty-eyed. And you do hear the Ice Mephites is what they declare themselves as. Say to everyone, I'd said everyone. You're not sure which one's even saying it because they're almost saying it in unison. Must bow before the goddess.
Are you guys gonna bow?
I think everyone else is except for yourself, Vomaira, Zolas, and Warren.
I'm still kind of confused if this is a way out of this room. I guess Warren will take a knee.
Okay.
That's what I was doing too.
Oh, my
So,
bad.
Yeah.
I guess Mame'll crouch, but I'm still gonna keep my back to the wall.
And I would assume in that situation too, Vomaira would feel the peer pressure in the scenario and just kind of excitedly just flop down on her face.
Like, oh, okay.
Hello, floor.
Yeah. And then start caressing it. And then at that, the goddess seems to actually react to the statue that's in front of everyone and set down the pouring liquid, and Stone's groaning. She says to the Mephites after looking around, "Go back to sleep. They aren't harming anyone." Oh, that's a really bad female voice. Anyways. Go back
She
to
just
sleep.
woke up. It's fine.
Hmm?
Said she just woke up. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. And at that, the Ice Mephite seem to be purposefully cowled and go back to the crystals of ice that they were at and seem to disappear or meld into it.
Oh, good.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
just need to
Neat.
not bathe in random
Yeah.
places.
And
My bad.
the goddess Hello, my name is Persephone. It is okay. They are just protective of me in the entry down along the Phlegethon river here into hell.
The what river?
I don't know if I've said this right. I'm going back to my note. Phlegethon.
Oh yes, the Legathon River.
Fla, sir. It would be.
Do not mock her. I'm gonna stand up.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up. I'm standing up too.
Indeed.
Yep.
And she would just say, while you guys were doing that, what has brought you to the circle of hell?
We're actually trying to leave. We were stuck in a labyrinth.
Well, now aren't you fucked? You're all dead now.
Nah.
I
You-
feel
Define
pretty
dead.
alive, Yeah.
Yeah.
She just looks around kind of abashedly and says, "You're in hell. No one will let you leave now."
I don't think anybody's let us do anything so far.
Warren just pipes up from the back and is like, I told you guys this was a bad idea.
It's fine. I've been dead before. I came back.
So what I'm hearing is we need to find the devil himself and rule hell.
Challenge accepted.
I mean, that technically fulfills our purpose, right? We want to be gods.
Yeah.
And if we rule hell, that's the type of god.
I ask her, I'm like, what exactly do you mean, my lady?
Well, you all are actually have entered through a gate into the depths of the underworld and dead. In doing so, it is not so much an easy task getting back to the living. So much so that most, I don't know of any other than those that are divinely blessed, making it back into the world of the living.
Well, let me tell you about my divine blessing.
Which you haven't received yet.
In the works.
In training.
I mean, if you're a goddess, couldn't you divinely bless us back to life?
I could, but I could only do one per ever so many years.
You can only bless one for a span of years?
Many years, yes. Approximately 100 to 1,000 human years, I believe it is. Somewhere in that realm. I'm really bad with time. Immortality, you know. Some say it's a curse. I would, especially since I've been abducted to this place. This is only a fraction of my consciousness. I must hurry. If there is anything you wish, I can grant it at least one small boon for your entire party currently to help you on your journey through this area as my husband returns.
Could you get us in good favor with your husband?
That is a big task. It might take me a while to work on something of that nature. And she kind of looks closer, leaning in towards you specifically, Ash, as you were talking. I think you have something that I can reach back out, can tap into. Points at the torque. I'll let you know. And then goes back into her stance, standing there with the pot frozen as stone.
Okay.
That's it? She's done?
She'll be in touch.
Yeah, apparently she's got our number.
But we don't know where to go. Where is her husband?
I guess that's what we gotta find out.
Look for the big chair.
Okay, I want to take a nap. I need a long rest.
Yeah, so do I.
Same
Cuddle
Z's.
up with this crystal and pretend I love it.
You are in a very cold room, but the walls actually do radiate a good bit of warmth. So this room is at the perfect temperature, excluding the ice. And
The
seems
ice crystals.
yeah, exactly, the ice crystals.
Okay, I just wanted to cuddle up with one and make the imp inside really uncomfortable.
You feel it
guess I'll
shift and harden in some unfamiliar places.
I can make this ice warm.
Well,
But I'm assuming everyone is stop combat here. I didn't fully do that yet. Laying out some bedrolls, maybe pulling out some cooked snake meat. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I used my snake meat. All I have left are rations, but I'm gonna have some.
yeah, I'm gonna take a rest too.
Yeah.
Is this room enclosed? Like, does it have walls?
On 3 sides, on the 4th side, it is partially open to a corridor.
Where
Around,
you came in.
not where you
Is
guys
that
came
where-
in. That was a door that has closed. In as to what you can tell indefinitely, it has not even budged. But on this side of the room, on the left side, there is a changing of material. It looks like past the ice, but the corridor goes on.
Okay. I'm at full health, so I'm just gonna lean against this wall and keep my eye on that opening.
Yeah, since I'm at mostly full health, I was gonna stand guard.
Okay. While everyone else is resting, I would say if you guys are both staying at watch the whole time too, that I don't know who Baharash is befriended. I was trying to move them off so that they could like lean up against somewhere and rest too for the duration with Mariel. Mariel's kind of hung out with Zolas a little bit longer than most. Kind of wanders over there. And Fomar just kind of sprung up after that exchange and was like looking around like, are we ready? And just runs off.
Runs off where?
Just runs off.
God.
I have a question, Josh.
Yep.
So I was looking before we started playing today. I was looking at like the XP charts,
Mhm.
and I saw that like my character was now level 5. So since we're taking a long rest, I level up, right?
That would be correct.
Okay.
I think most people would be leveling up, actually. I'm looking back here. I've got... Except Warren, you were very gosh darn close, though, to level 5. But you weren't resting. But I would assume that you would... You're short-rested in this scenario if you're just keeping watch.
So wait, I'm level 4?
Yep.
I'm
Oh,
level 5.
Yep.
fuck.
Oh.
Am I level 5?
Yep.
Oh shit.
Let me go back so I'm not eating my own words here.
Do we have a rest since we turned?
Me too.
I turned level 4? 'Cause I don't remember.
I don't think you did. Yeah, you're level 5, Flint. Just to double checking my own
Okay.
self. But no, you guys did. Going back to that same chart you're talking about, you guys
Ooh.
met with Nobunaga, which was just after you'd rested, basically.
I guess if
Then
I
you-
have, if I have a level up, I should probably take the long rest.
Yeah, you're pretty tired, I'd say. You guys could switch off and post guards during which though too.
I don't need to sleep. I just need to be in an inactive state for like 4 hours. So I could just like kind of sit right here and kind of meditate, but keep watch.
Um, I'm gonna put your health back up to Ash. I don't know if you've seen that, but
Oh, I did it on my character sheet, not on here.
I got it on Astral. Sasha needs it too. Did anyone else eat other than yourself, Ash? You said you took out some rations.
Yeah, Mame's gonna eat.
What you having?
I still have lots of cooked meat. If anybody needs any.
Yeah, I could take some.
How much would you like?
What kind of meat is it?
So it says 1 pound of cooked meat. It doesn't say what, and then 9 pounds of cooked meat from the snake.
I'll have some.
So, Josh, I'm going to send my marshal,
Give you half a pound.
the martial architect I want into the chat, whatever, or like the link to like the D&D wiki,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't have time to like really just like go through this and like put it into like D&D Beyond.
Is it not in D&D Beyond? Is that what you're saying too? Like they don't have this brute
Yeah, also I don't have access to it because I'm a poor.
to D&D Beyond? Or just that piece of it?
I don't think it's in D&D because I think it's Unearthed Arcana.
Oh. You had to say Unearthed Arcana 46. Okay. Oh, that's nothing.
It's not super like complicated, but
No. I got the gist of it already. But I would say, who's taking first watch?
I can, since I don't have to. Like I can, unless somebody wants to take first watch,
And
like while I meditate, and then
Sure, I can.
once I'm done meditating,
Warren, while
I
you're
can.
posting up against that wall, you've seen the exchange between Mame and Zolas of the meat. Which you start to feel your belly kind of grumble at the sight of it.
I guess I take out some of my ration I had for the day and eat that, whatever that is.
Oh shit.
Probably like beef jerky and hard bread.
I was just looking up what tack is. If you haven't looked at that, that's terrible.
TAK?
Yeah. It's not just now, it was more recently, because it's like an old ration meal thing. It's basically like, imagine like a cracker that's like 2 inches thick.
Oh, so it's like the elven bread, Frodo and Sammy,
Yeah. Yeah.
but not made by elves.
It also can break teeth. That's why a lot of sailors were, well, that plus the scurvy. Add those two together, and you get broken teeth.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else needed to eat, right? Well, other than the people that aren't here, which would be Baharash. I was looking in the wrong spot. Meril. and wherever the hell Vilmyra went.
Uh-oh.
But during your watch, Griselda, I would say, is anybody else going to join in, or are you just going to watch yourself? It's just a curiosity of my own, I guess, too.
Well, then somebody say they would take the first watch so that I could meditate, and then,
Yeah.
like,
I'll
once
go
I'm
first.
done meditating, I can take the rest of the night.
Okay.
Or rest. I don't know if it's night.
Yep. Do you want me to roll something?
I was just thinking you'd be up here, is all, in the placement of things, because that's like the only entry into the room, so far you guys could tell. And it wouldn't be so much of a roll, it's more of that Vilmyra comes running back down the corridor into your sight, and just kind of stops and is like, hey, there's a spider statue over there. There's like a troller way down there, and then there's like some weird shit way north or straight in front of this. I was sneaking around doing some scouting. I'm kind of sleepy now. I'm gonna lay down.
That's it.
Yep.
She's asleep.
Yep.
All right. Well, I hope that no one followed her.
And if you would just roll a perception for me.
Who?
Zolas. Most everyone else is either resting or sleeping or not as conscious. Not as conscious.
Only slightly conscious.
11.
Okay. So you're kind of settling back down after Vilmyra ran back up to you, and you hear far, far down the chamber that she'd said there was some weird stuff straight down the corridor, just kind of a crackling and popping of fire that seems pretty... You tune into... You realize it has been there the whole time, but it's more prevalent now that everything is kind of quieted down and you're paying attention.
Does it sound like it's moving or moving closer to us?
No, but it does sound like it's staying pretty persistent.
Okay. Okay, noted.
And otherwise, your watch kind of passes without too much ado.
Cool. I guess I go back to Griselda, wake her up, and I'll just say, like, I know that we're, like, in hell, but it sounds like there's fire down that corridor.
Okay. Alrighty. I'll keep an eye out. I'm just gonna kind of position myself, like, right here in between this crystal and the wall.
Okay. If you want to roll a perception for me, too.
Yeah. $14.
Okay. So you're kind of tuned into things a little bit more as everything's been quiet as soon as you'd started. So you hear that fire crackling, popping down the corridor in front of you that Zolas was talking about. And you're like, yeah, sounds like fire. But also you hear a little bit coming from the off to the left, a little bit up from where you are, down another corridor. It seems to be a crunching noise, like
Like, eating crunching or bones crunching?
yes.
Oh, bones being eaten.
Okay. Oh. I guess I'm just gonna make sure and listen to make sure that that doesn't get any closer.
It doesn't. It actually seems to peter off towards the end of your watch.
Yeah. Then I guess, like, if it's the end of my watch, I'll just kind of look around and see if anybody's waking up yet.
What was that, Johnny? Or Flint?
Well, now just breaking the silence.
Oh, okay. I'd assume in that instance too, at the hour that it is, it's just Zolas and Warren, Mame, and Flint that are kind of waking up right now. Ash is still vigorously cuddling the hardened ice, and Baharash and Vomira and Meryl are all just kind of passed the fuck out, as per normal in especially Baharash's case. Snoring heavily, that is.
Can
Okay,
confirm.
I'm gonna kind of make my way back towards this way, and kind of look at like Zolas and Flint and be like, so I heard something eating. Not, super far away from us.
Yeah. Valmyra came running back and was talking about all kinds of creepy things she saw. So maybe it's one of those.
Yeah, it sounded like something eating bones.
I wish I could say that I was surprised by that, but I think if we continue down this corridor, we will encounter things that will eat more than bones.
Yeah,
Seems like we need to step lightly then.
I agree.
Yeah, I guess we only have
Carefully.
one direction to go, and it's through. And we should all just be prepared, I guess.
Yeah, so we all rested. We all ate.
Uh,
I don't know if there's much else we can do. I guess we have to wake Baharash up.
He's not here.
He's not
Mm-mm.
right there.
Mm-mm. No, he is, but
Oh.
in reality.
Right.
I
mean,
not
like,
hear you.
right, he's not here, but like, Mame's gonna walk over and nudge his character with my foot and be like, "Come on, gotta go." Is he just not gonna wake up?
Yep.
Okay. When I tried, give it the good old college try.
So here's a side question. So I just hit level 5, so I got a new spell. I picked protection from evil and good. If I cast that on Griselda, would she still get the benefits from it?
I'd have to read it. It's all about the words, my friend.
Protection from evil and good until the spell ends. Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Where'd you
Yeah,
get
the only things that don't work on me are like certain healing spells will say like cure wounds. At the end of it, it says this spell has no effect on undead or constructs.
Okay.
So because my character's technically undead, it doesn't work on her.
So, until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't be attacking yourself the way the rest of this is worded too. So,
Yeah.
because basically you would be getting advantage or the creatures that would be attacking you would have disadvantage. Basically, is how that works. If the target is already charmed, frightened,
Yeah.
or possessed by
Mhm.
such a creature, the target has advantage when you do saving throws against the relevant effect. Okay. Yeah, no, I think that would work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so long as it doesn't specifically say does not work on undead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you would actually gain just protection, it sounds like. Which is interesting.
Josh,
Mm-hmm.
I have a question too.
Yeah, shoot.
Unless you guys have more to talk about with that.
No, that's all. I was wondering.
Is this like a cave? Like it looks rocky.
Ooh.
Are there? Can I see any bat homes around?
You're talking about the far, like where you guys are at?
Yeah, it looks stony.
Yeah, so
Is there any crevices that bats could live in?
potentially, but they're very neat crevices. So this is something of a description that's sort of been lacking only because I was expecting you guys to explore farther to a little bit and kind of pick up on it, is that the chambers themselves that you're in currently, as opposed to where you were, are very neat, and the walls are very well crafted. They seem intentionally built, almost, and even the stone floors look well laid, even though they're kind of a shattered-y pattern. They are laid with intention.
Okay. I'm keeping my eye out for bat poop.
Okay.
Strange, but okay.
Wano
I'm back.
fetches a high price.
Yep, I need it.
Hmm.
But alright, so we're in like a well put together establishment here. Alright.
If I'd have known to before, I think there were plenty instances for poop.
I know. I wasn't thinking about it before, but now I am.
What are we talking about?
Poop.
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 Guano specifically, but
It's okay. Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, the chamber, like I'd said though, that you guys are in currently is the like 70 degrees, perfect humidity, temperatured room. You can feel heat actually coming from down the rest of the corridor though. If you, as you had approached it, something else I'd lacked in a description, I feel like.
Cool. All right. Well, Mommy's gonna take off down the corridor. Carefully. Carefully, even though it looks like it's a giant arrow pointing towards the chamber we're walking out of. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow suit.
I'm gonna walk behind her stealthily.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of hide behind whoever's in front of me best I can.
Smart move. Put the big person in front.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, I got a question real quick.
Yeah.
On that brute force or that brute subclass thing,
Mm-hmm.
brute for. Can I just use that whenever, or is that like a one-time thing? Because it doesn't really make that clear.
It's here. It is. I had a bunch of tabs. Fighter.
I'm just asking because
As long as you're proficient with the weapon, it says. As long as you're proficient with the weapon, it says. So you're just known as a brute now, basically. When you're brute forcing, it's basically an at-will thing, I would say.
Okay.
So you wouldn't have to. You just have to remember to use it, which
Okay.
makes sense because it's not like a spell where you have to be like saying something and like casting anything or anything like that. You've just been able to fight more and have gained ability in fighting. It is
But
now.
there is there a limit to what I can use it, or is it just?
I would say once per action, so like you can't like stack it. You know what I mean? It's just it's your action now. It stacks as you level. So like at 3rd level you'd get the 1d8, d4. At 10th level you get the 1d6. At 16th level you get the 1d8.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking, anyways. Unless you had some other thoughts to it.
No, I'm just reading and making sure because we might be in combat soon. So
Okay.
I'm gonna let the group know too that I heard the crunching, like the bone crunching coming from here, and that I heard fire coming from down here, but nothing coming from over here.
Okay. So I'm gonna. Oh, I see. That's why it looked like an arrow.
I don't
So
know
I'm gonna-
if no noise is good or bad, but
I'm just
Probably
gonna
gonna.
The-
Go ahead.
The
slowly walk out.
the first thing you're experiencing is the heat and humidity is oppressive in this area. You're already
good.
starting to feel sweat bead on your brow.
I can see something from my position that I do not appreciate.
And
Yeah,
you
I don't know if we
see
wanna go that
a
way.
giant, almost lifelike. You're startled all at first, obviously, of a spider statue.
Oh, it's just a statue.
Oh, just this. I don't know, but it's in a ring.
Yeah,
but
that last statue came to life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone else can go touch
Spider
that.
god.
I'm not. I'm not. So there's nothing down that hallway worth investigating any further.
Yeah, I propose we do not go north.
so I'm gonna ask Stasha if she has any idea of where we need to go.
Sorry, mistress, there's not much that I know in these parts. It seems to be a vestibule into the gates of hell. I'm generally just apparated wherever I'm needed in hell. Just
Apparated.
Can you teleport?
oh, I cannot. It is the demons who teleported me at their will. But since I have a contract with you, they cannot access my abilities. They operate on contracts as well, and would not violate it at risk of incurring the same wrath.
I want to ask Bob a similar question. Like, Bob, do you know anything about this place down here?
His eyes that were basically nearly out, but just pinpricks kind of flare to life, and he goes, "Oh, looks around apparently too. Well, seems you find yourself in hell. I don't know how that exactly happened, but it is relatively hard to get the fuck out of here. I don't know if anybody else has told you that already, but I
So
don't.
much help.
We fucked up.
I don't. This particular spot is not known to me. I'm generally fond of the I'm not gonna remember it off the top of my head. I
Some
was trying to
salacious area.
the lustful
Fifth circle.
circles, the lustful circles myself.
The one where all the succubus hang out.
They'd probably be fun to hang out with.
Oh, it's only the second circle. Oh, not bad.
No, the second. Wait. Ain't. Never mind.
Where the carnal tower is.
So have you been down here before, Bob?
Might have. I prefer not to talk about those times. It was rather unpleasant, though.
But you got out of here.
As
More
I
or
hear
less.
Ash say that, I turn to her and he says, "He is a talking skull at this point."
I
Out, but not unscathed.
was gonna say, I think that still counts. As escape?
We found him
Maybe
sitting on a
we could
shelf.
We could be talking skulls if we're lucky.
This is true. We could just be a whole posse of talking skulls.
They can
Forget
take
being
some people's
God.
body.
Right?
He's scary skeleton.
Oh, Sasha, do you know what level of hell we are in?
I think we're in kind of a transitional space. It seems
So like limbo?
Yeah, I would guess it's more or less limbo. But we are, if you had remembered what the goddess had said, they're going to be traveling along the Phlegathon, which is, in layman's terms, the river of fire, into the depths of Hades or Hell, however you prefer.
Alright, well, which way are we going, guys?
Not the spider way, so.
Yeah. So there, it does seem to there's an extra corridor south. This does like it turns. This is like an L-shaped corridor.
Yeah, that's where I heard the bones crunching. And then straight ahead is where I heard the fire.
So if we want to go to the river, we probably want to go straight ahead. Does that sound good?
It does sound good.
Yeah.
Bob will
Like
only
strange
Around the
times.
corner.
only chime in here with a, as excellent as an idea that is, in my traversing of hell, I will say that there are many beautiful hidden things throughout hell, if one has the time.
Okay,
Like
so
a
I'm gonna go
dog?
down this corridor.
Yeah, I was gonna say. there's-
Hellhounds!
What's up? Oh,
That's
what
what
up?
was It's
Skull?
Cerberus. That's what was crunching on a.
A milk
Bones.
bone.
That
What
is a
is
skull
this?
you see there. It is a giant ox skull there, Mame.
When you say giant, how big is it in relation to me?
You could wear it.
I'm gonna pick it up and wear it.
Yeah.
Plus 2.
Now I've got to add something else to your drawing.
I believe we've lost Mame.
Nope, Ash is.
I'm coming back. I'm just investigating.
So
I am investigating with her.
Okay.
that skull you'd picked up is going to add like +1 to your AC. FYI, it's armor. It's like
Oh,
a,
amazing. I tried to put it in the chat. It didn't go. Okay,
I'll
whatever.
be right back.
Okay.
So I'm wearing it as a helmet,
Mm-hmm.
and you said it's +1 to
Mhm.
my AC.
Mhm.
Awesome. I'm gonna have to figure out how to add this. Anyway, I'll do this later.
And as you are
No,
nearing
what's this?
that, it is a rib cage as you had closed on it, but you hear a crunching and a rolling, almost like something is rolling around in a pile of bones. It sounds like in just around the corner.
I want to reiterate that I am being as stealthy as I possibly can be.
That's not. I mean, Mom can try, but that's not.
Then
very
if
good
you
for
guys are
us.
if you guys are
Lose
trying
half
to
the group.
if you guys are trying to stealth, I would say roll stealth.
Okay.
And
How?
what were you saying, Warren?
Did we lose like half the group at some point?
I think you're talking.
Ash and Mame kind of wandered off.
Where's the guy up there?
Yeah, what you guys are seeing, Warren, as a satire sitting atop a gate that is kind of with its little goat hooves just swinging in the breeze. It's like, hello there.
Hello.
I wouldn't come much closer if I were you. These are the gates
Why?
of hell.
Hmm.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Does anyone want to ask this guy a question?
Why can't we come closer though?
Well, if you aren't already fucked before, you'd totally be fucked now.
What other option do we have? Oh, I don't know how to get out of here.
We could go the bone crushing way.
Well, it seems you're all alive now, so you could die. That'd be one way.
Hey, we are alive. Look at that.
I'm dead inside. Who cares?
Wait, the goddess said that we were dead.
Just full of shit.
I think she meant in like the sense that we're in a place where everything will kill us.
This is Australia.
Oh god. That's why there was a spider.
That's why it's so fucking hot and humid.
Mommy, I'm still not seeing your stealth if you were rolling it.
I'm not rolling one. I'm not good at stealth. I want to know if this is one continuous piece of bone and how big it is and what
Giggity.
if I can carry it or wear it in some way.
The ligaments seem to be relatively worn out, but it is a rib cage that did have them. You can see are dried, and the spine and it have fallen through to the floor, and it's just the rib cage of that same ox head that you picked up. Basically, is what you're gathering. So the thing is like twice your more than probably about twice your width.
Can I like break one of these rib bones off and carry it?
Yeah, I mean, roll strength for me.
I don't know if my like typing in the chat didn't come through, so I can't imagine that my. Oh, did it come through in the campaign?
What campaign? In the D&D Beyond?
And
Not seeing.
I'm refreshing
anything.
all my pages now.
Are you heavily encrypted? Is this the problem?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Shouldn't be. I'm not using like a VPN or anything. I'm using a Firefox web browser. I don't know if that matters.
Shouldn't-
hey, look,
I see,
no
I see some
strength.
stuff. Yeah.
Wait, it's not supposed to be saving though.
No.
Hold on. I just had to refresh.
No worries.
There we go. 6. Damn it.
So you go to grab onto this rib cage, and you just hear a roll initiative, both you and Ash.
Who didn't see that coming?
So
Up by you guys though. I was trying to remember the question, if there was a question.
no, I mean he just said that like one way we could get in would be if we died. But what if like what were to happen if we went through the gates and we were living?
Is that what you ask him?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'd probably die. So, that's why I was saying it'd be easier just to die now.
but you don't know for sure that we would die.
I'm pretty sure.
Wait, so what? Go ahead.
All I said was, I'm pretty sure.
It seems like what you're saying is that we're gonna die either way.
Yep, pretty much.
As we're having this
But there's-
existential
there's-
crisis conversation, Warren turns around and asks the group, "Has anyone tried flicking their torque to get out of here?"
Oh,
But then we would just be back in the labyrinth.
Well, there's a bar in the labyrinth.
That's funny.
this is true.
Maybe there's a bar in hell.
Yeah.
They have the good shit. Hell.
Yeah, with hookers and blow.
Yeah.
Totally.
The bar at the labyrinth doesn't have that.
We didn't look for that, to be
We
fair.
also
or
didn't
ask.
ask, yeah.
That's true.
I'm sure they were gracious hosts.
I just feel like we should try to go through anyways because, like, go through living, like, go through as alive people.
Maybe.
Because he said he's pretty sure we'll die, so there's a chance that we'll die, but it's not guaranteed.
Do you like
Yeah.
those odds?
And the death might be a metaphor here. How good are my chances of running away, Josh, from the troll in the dungeon?
I don't know. Your initiative for me?
Oh, did I not roll that?
I'm not. Oh, I do see it. It's the
Mother
5.
effer.
It's the 5. It's the 5. It's the under the 6. My bad. I thought it was. I just need to add you into here now.
I got increased speed with my new level.
Which is.
Yeah, and I rolled a 14 for sneak. Does that mean I was noticed yet?
No, you're good. But you're still
Just
in.
me.
The initiative is more of a turn by turn basis, sort of
Mhm.
situation. So, but you do get to move first.
Yeah, but Ash is still back.
Yeah, and the
Can I
troll
see
will
like what
die.
how strong this troll is?
It's got a giant like femur. It's not a tree branch. It's just, like the parts of the ox that you're assuming that it must have eaten, and it's covered in blood all across the front of it, and it's probably a head taller than you, like 8 foot.
But I've got an axe.
Wait,
and it is your
it's
turn
a
though to go
whole
first.
head
Ash.
taller than Mame?
Yeah,
How tall is Mame?
like 7 foot.
I am.
I'm
7
like half
feet,
her size.
If you have any magic, that would be great. That's the only thing I can't do. I have 0 spells.
I have a small amount of magic. I want to whisper to Mame. I'm like, what do you see? Is this a dead end with a monster in it? What's going on?
There is a monster, but there's also a silver chest.
So this is an important question I think I should ask. Oh wait, is she whispering directly to Marme or through the torque?
The torques aren't
mean-
activated, as to what I understand. It is an intent thing. So if you're communicating some of those things, Mame, at this time.
Yeah, so since Ash asked, I figured I should communicate to everybody. So then I go through the torque and I can be like, "Hey guys, I went down the south passage towards the crunching bones. Bad idea, I know. I found a big ass troll. It's bigger than me. But there's a silver chest behind it.
But just sighs very
To update
deeply.
you." Say that again.
I said Flint just sighs very deeply.
I'm gonna turn to the satyr and be like, "Do you know anything about the troll?"
Just tilts his head to the side. Troll?
Okay,
In the
that's a no.
dungeon.
So, if we turn back, what is down those hallways?
Who are you asking? The satyr?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's Limbo. You're quite safe there.
Safe.
Yeah, with the troll.
Interesting. Okay.
They keep a tight control over their information in hell.
All right. I'm
Um,
just gonna turn around without any more conversation and start heading towards where they went.
Okay, so I want to
stay
try
there.
something.
All right. I would just say that everyone else would roll initiative at that point too if you're heading back that way, because seconds,
Oh, good.
milliseconds count at that point too, from where you're at, and now you've counted them into the situation. Basically, they're running, which I'm presuming you guys would be doing anyways. Like, oh, shit's getting real. Not going to be attacking, so I'm going to start running off towards down this, and your movement would be doubled for running.
I'm
Before-
walking, but I'll roll initiative still.
Okay.
Before I start to go, I asked the satyr, what happens if you die in purgatory? Or whatever, limbo?
Oh, you just get reborn in limbo. Just the same thing as in hell. You get reborn in hell. It is an eternity of nothingness in limbo, though. Well, one can take that as they will.
Sounds like my life. Okay.
Okay. Does a troll? You said this was a troll, right?
Mm-hmm. It's a very apparently that this is like something you've seen even in the living world of a troll. Yeah.
Does it count as a humanoid?
Hmm.
Mm,
I don't know what the rules would say. I'm looking at it right now.
It would have limbs and a head and a
Yes.
torso.
Yes. Humanoid,
I
yes.
guess.
Okay, I want to come around the corner and get within range of it and cast a charm person.
All right.
Right here should be good.
You didn't sound convinced.
I'm gonna cast charm person.
I was looking for it in chat. I don't know if it was sent or not, but I kind of remember it. That's why I was just trying to wait for that.
Okay, I can send it in.
I appreciate that.
I'm just gonna copy and paste it because I'm still not connected.
Oh, okay. I can actually think I send it from here to Mage Hand.
Yeah.
I could send it too if you need me to.
I probably sent it like a couple times. Yep, I did. I only sent the duration and all that stuff. Okay, so you attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. Let's make a wisdom saving throw. That's what I was looking for. It failed.
Oh. Yes, it did. So it is charmed.
It is now your friend.
ooh,
So he just kind of like, food.
hell yeah. Good thinking, Ash.
Would it be too much to have Bob take over its body?
I mean, you've got to come up with something with Bob there, I'd say. Like, you got to communicate with him. It's not... You can't just be like, Bob, take over his body, I guess, because...
Yeah. I have to word it very specifically
Right.
according to our first interaction.
Mm-hmm.
And we're out of combat.
Yes, I'm amazing.
Because
I don't think you got time to write down our initiative.
no, because Bob would also inform you at that time when you're kind of like, can you take over his body? You'd be like, Well, I need consent there, mistress.
Oh, okay, so he needs the creature's consent.
Yeah, he ain't no scumbag.
I was gonna say, somebody set some hard rules with Bob. Well, I was actually like asking the group as a whole, would this be too much to let Bob parade around in a troll?
No.
I still don't really know what Bob's intentions are.
None of us do.
Yeah, as long as you
Well, there
don't
you go.
fuck one of us to death, then I think it's fine.
Yeah, you're giving him a troll-sized dick at this point.
While you're discussing that with Bob to some degree, Mame, you'd walked up to that chest and you're like, that seems pretty much unlocked. Like, you crack it a little bit and like, it's definitely unlocked.
Yes. Okay, I open it to see what's inside.
Click on it. Did it not work? Are you left clicking?
No. What? Oh, what?
Well, that's aggravating.
Everybody click on it.
Nope, not that one.
Yeah, I don't see like anything special.
It doesn't show like a trigger or anything on
Yeah.
it either.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. Oh, that's why. Here we go. I got it. Should be updated. Now try. Just saved. Might take like a half second. But what are you negotiating with Bob over there, Ash?
After a creature gives you consent, how long is it feasible for you to remain in said creature?
Pretty indefinitely. I mean, as long as the creature's body is kept at its needed sustenance level and sleep level. It's hard for me to tell what they need when I'm inside of them, though. I generally do have to kind of communicate with their baser instincts, which I think that fellow has quite a lot of those.
Does you communicating with its baser instincts affect you?
Ah.
That would be a negative, mistress. It's pretty normal. I mean, for me to debase myself with such a small-minded creature, because they are the easier to possess, especially with such a large vessel.
So you being in the creature, if it ended up being indefinitely, would I still be your mistress?
Depends upon the terms we come to, mistress. I don't know if I could spend 100 years as your slave, though, inside of such a ravishing body. Says a little, goofily.
Sarcastically?
Yeah.
It's a body with 2 arms and 2 legs. I mean, right now he's just a head.
This is true. However, I mean, I have infinity to live in this, I mean, at least I guess I would get sensations. It is a hard deal you sell here. Could I have, like, weekends off or something?
Weekends off. I don't know about that. And I didn't think I would give it to you indefinitely. I'm just asking for information. Because that's what I need right now. More information.
Ah, on just what sort of bonds I can create. I understand. Currently, though, as you'd flipped the chest wide open there, Mame, you see full to the top of just gold and gems of varying sorts and varying places, even.
Awesome.
There's even some other oddities of jewelry and fine cookware, serving dishes.
Oh wow. Okay, guys. So, what are the chances that we think this is cursed?
100%.
I was just about to say I'm gonna cast detect magic on the chest.
That's a good idea.
I feel like we should have done that before we opened it.
Well, it is detect magic on yourself, but you do see from the chest a veritable array of magics. It's kind of hard to just looking at the chest, you know, to decide what's what. When looking at it, there's basically a rainbow going on in your eyes, looking at the chest.
Yeah, there's definitely magic stuff in there.
I cast Mage Hand and touch the coins. Does it die?
No, that is not what happens. No, nothing happens.
Okay.
The mage hand kind of visibly just pushes some coins around, I guess, is what your intent is.
Mm-hmm. Just to make sure it wasn't like a trap of some sort. Okay. It appears to be fine, but also magical.
Alright, I'll touch it.
Nothing presumably happens when I'm guessing your intent is you just kind of like shove your arm up to the as deep as it will go into the chest, like up to your elbow. You're just like, oh yeah, gold, gems, just like wiggling around in there, but nothing seems to happen.
I guess if I'm already like elbow deep into this, I might as well like just grab something from the bottom. Is there any like big objects that I can feel?
Yeah, you feel a like almost a shaft of some sort.
I yank on the shaft.
And out comes a pristine, glimmering, golden blade. I'm trying to remember what you wield.
I just wear long swords.
So it is just a long sword, but it is been hidden at the bottom. You can see
Is there any color to it?
golden. Oh,
No, I
to
mean
your
like
vision.
with detect magic.
Right. Sorry. Should have figured that. I was like, yeah, I said it was gold. Jeez. It's it's got a greenish aura to it.
Okay.
Do you
I'm
say
just
that
gonna
out
keep
loud?
that in. Nope. I'm just gonna kind of look at him and kind of nod and be like, "Oh, that's kind of cool."
Is it just like a plain like golden like longsword, or is it like have very like ornate engravings and stuff?
It doesn't have no, I'm not gonna be able to say it.
Ornate.
Ornate engravings. It was the two words together that was like mushing together in my brain. Ornate engravings on it, but it does have kind of a bejeweled pommel and crossguard.
Warren, let me
Yes?
see that real quick.
Okay.
Can I examine it and try and figure out like what? Like I know it's glowing green, but can I figure out like what it does?
What's
Like
the
what
glowing
make?
green
Why
mean
is it
magic?
magical?
Right.
Conjuration. That be an Arcana check.
Yes.
Sure.
Mm.
Took identify, but I decided I wanted to do damage instead.
Oh shit, no, I have that.
Well, there you go.
Fuck yeah. Forget the Arcana check. I'm just gonna cast Identify. It's a ritual cast though, because I don't have it prepared, but that's okay.
Okay. Well, is anybody
Why?
doing anything else while you're... I don't know what your ritual is there, but...
Yes. My mama is sticking their hand into the chest. I mean, obviously, we're gonna take, you know, gold and silver and coins and some jewels, but I want to see if there's other goodies, you know, deep within the chest.
I wish the chest was filled with fat poop.
That's okay.
Oh, God.
Think pig.
Oh, that is a weird fantasy you have there, Zolas.
But accurate.
I'm trying to send this, but it's not sending through. So I'm just gonna do what Jess did and just copy and paste.
Sure.
Oh, I think it's because, like, hold on. Let me restart my stuff, because it shows, like, that I was on Sasha's character sheet, but also Griselda's at the same time.
Oh. While you're searching around inside of that chest, just kind of,
There we go.
bobbing for apples style, I assume, Mame, but with your hand instead of your face,
Yes.
you catch a corner of a box that's inside of it.
A box inside a box.
Mhm.
Pulling that sucker out. How big is it?
It is approximately about a foot by 6 inches, and it's about 3 inches deep. And it's full wood, a hard wood that's got a twisted metal latch.
Is it locked?
There isn't an apparent lock, but the twisted metal kind of befuddles you because you're like, do I just like twist it? It's like, it looks like a blacksmith purposely closed this without any way inside other than cracking it. What do you what was your question, Griselda?
Are there any? You said there were gems. Are there pearls in this chest?
There's actually, you see on top, you're looking back with that second thought in your mind, and you see a pearl necklace sitting generally
Alright, I'm
on
gonna
top.
grab the pearl necklace and then just. Is it glowing at all?
In your vision, it is not glowing after you've pulled it out of the chest.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna break it open and just break one of the ends and pull one of the pearls off it. And sit down on the floor, and I'm gonna lay the sword across my lap, and I'm gonna set the pearl right on the pommel, and then I'm gonna take one of Archimedes' feathers that I have, and I'm gonna lay it right next to the pearl, and then I'm gonna cast Identify on the sword.
And as you're doing such, the basically 9 other pearls that you had bounced off onto the floor get attracted back onto the blade as you're casting it, and all start to sort of glow and evaporate into mist as you're casting it.
Okay.
And you get a distinct understanding of this is a sword that counters magic. It would be commonly known as a sword of nope, and would counter any magical spell up to the amount that it is charged, and can be charged, generally speaking, by absorbing its foes' souls.
How many charges can it have?
It is currently up to 10 and can hold 10.
Okay. I'm gonna look up at Warren and be like, this thing's pretty cool. You'll probably want to keep it. And then kind of just reiterate to him what you just said. It's got 10 souls trapped in it. You kill shit with it, you trap their soul, and then if somebody tries to cast magic on you, you can use the sword and negate the magic.
Cool. Sword of Nope.
Is what Mame's holding glowing? Any?
A brilliant color of pretty much rainbow.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn around. Be like, does anybody see how to open this before my axe does?
I could take a look. I'm pretty good with lockpicks and stuff.
So Mame's gonna hold it up and out. I mean, I'm not gonna figure if you're actually holding it, you can't really unlock it. But so I'm gonna like put my hands out, hold it like I would like offering you a drink off of a tray or something.
I examine it and to like look to see should I use. What should I do?
Investigation.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Then.
These rolls are just not where they should be tonight. I haven't seen many over a 10. Anyways, you're looking at it. You're looking at completely over, and you're just kind of like pressing shit, and you're like, you know, shake it a little bit, and Mommy's getting concerned. Like, does he know what he's doing over there? Like, and you take one of your knuckles and brush it across the twisted metal part, and it sort of twists unopen, like the clasp is unclasped.
Ooh.
So it's open, or is it like half open?
The chest, the little box is not open itself, but it does look like you could open it now.
I guess I tell Mame you probably could open it now.
Awesome. So I'm gonna turn it around and pull
gonna
on the lid.
Step back here.
And as you flip the lid open, inside of it standing a tiny little chef hat is what you see at the top of. And you hold it back from your face, and you see a small little person in a perfect, pristine kitchen. And he goes, "Hey, boobity bobbity! What the hell?
Hello.
Hello. My name is Instant Chef. And yours?
I'm Mame.
Ah, nice to meet you, Mommy.
How long have you been in there?
Oh, I don't know. Time is irrelevant inside of my kitchen.
Can I come to your kitchen?
I don't know about that. I'm pretty well enchanted in here. This is my house and my kitchen, but I will gladly cook you anything with the correct ingredients.
Oh, okay. So if I give you ingredients, you'll make me food?
Aye.
That's amazing. Okay, do you need anything else?
Sometimes I generally like, some recompense for my family.
Would gold do?
I'm assuming you take one out and like proffer it to him.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Aye, that is a joint. Yeah, that'll hold my family over for months."
Awesome. I'm gonna throw a second one in there. Like, when I get you some ingredients, I'll let you know.
Oh, bibbidi bobbidi, thank you.
I'm gonna peek over Mame's shoulder and be like, "Is your family in there too?"
Yes.
Is there like multiple rooms in there?
In this particular vicinity, no, but I can go through that door. And he points to a door that's outside of the box, apparently. And he goes, what? They're in another room. I don't really understand how you gods keep coming into my kitchen, but I like it. And he's holding the 2 giant gold pieces with a massive grin on his face. Like, he's totally won the game kind of look.
This is like those tiny chef videos, but
Yeah,
Chess is pretty awesome.
Yeah. I'm gonna shove my hand down into the chest too.
yeah. So I'm gonna close the
Feel
chef's
around.
box and put it away.
Wait a second. Were you putting your hand into the chef's box? Is that what I was hearing from Warren and Chris?
No. I didn't say anything. I'm pretty sure Griselda wants to put her hand in the chest.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
into the
treasure
chest.
chest.
Treasure chest. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Not into the kitchen. Okay. Shit. I was like, oh shit, you just wrecked his entire kitchen. I don't know what to tell you.
No, I think I would stop that. I'd be very upset.
Anyways, so you're reaching around inside Zeph, and you feel a corner of a bag.
I'm gonna grab it and pull it out.
Where did the troll go?
It is currently following you around like a lost puppy. Oh,
and how long does charm person
where did
last?
it go? Actual
Yeah, I was gonna
vision.
say it's not mean.
Maybe
And I think I have a proper like way to get Bob to enter this thing.
okay. I'm just looking for it here again.
It
might have-
wandered off.
Yeah, I might have accidentally deleted it in the process of things here. But there it is. In your vision though, Griselda is a beyond the actual leather satchel that's pretty hefty. It's also blue. Transmutation for your reference.
Okay. I'm gonna open it.
And
Look inside.
inside you see blackness, but hear the roar of any creature that you've ever encountered.
Like all at once?
All at once. I
Oh.
couldn't even imagine what that would sound like. Just a cacophony of noises coming out of the bag, basically.
Like a train wrecking into a concrete building.
I want to know what that sounds like now. But
So it's a bag of loud.
while you're thinking about that, what were you doing over
Yeah.
here, Ash?
So I think I have a proper way to strike a deal with Bob. If I word it correctly, I guess. Bob, you may leave your vessel and inhabit this troll, in order to protect us meaning our party here, in order to protect us while in hell, and to help us escape from hell. If the troll dies, you'll return back to your skull. If we escape hell and you're still in the troll, you'll return back to your skull. Is this agreeable? Instead of spending an eternity in a troll?
I look back and say, she'll also give you hand jobs.
He no comments on Warren's comment and says ultimately, this would be amendable with one minor amendment, if you would, mistress.
What amendment?
As long as I can if I can find a willing participant, I may fornicate at my own will.
Warren lets out a slight chuckle at hearing that.
I think that is very. Babe. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think that is a very reasonable amendment.
Agreed. And you just see his orange, apparently soul, stream out of his skull straight into the eyes of the troll, and the troll goes prostrate and goes, "Ugh. Now I have the hankering for some bones. This is weird. I haven't eaten bones." And he just kind of wanders off and starts gnawing on this rib cage. "I believe this is still within our agreement, mistress."
Gnawing on bones.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's not hindering us. As long as it helps. Alright, I want to walk over to this treasure chest and do a little investigating, if I may.
Sure.
Yeah, everyone else is pulling out goodies.
How big is the treasure chest? Can I fit inside of it?
Yes, easily. But I think it was Zolas that was approaching it next, if I was wrong. Or somebody was approaching. I don't know who was approaching it next, honestly. I'd lost track.
Did Griselda put her hand in it? Oh
Mhm.
yeah, she had
Yeah.
the bag. No, go ahead, jump. Put your whole body in the chest if that's what you're going for.
I'm jumping in.
Going for a swim.
I'm just gonna start, like, digging around and getting as far into it with my body as I can.
Okay. So you're like bathing inside of this chest, basically,
Yep.
with the golden gems, kind of like Warren was at one time. And as you're doing such, you jumped into it, and you felt the obvious press of the amount of crap that's inside of here, obviously, and you kind of wiggle into it purposefully, and you feel a stopping point as your back presses up against some sort of solid object, and you kind of look behind you and you see a heavily engraved chest plate kind of peering out in between the goodies, if you will.
Ooh, I grab it and I stand up with it.
And looking at it, there are an immense amount of engravings on this thing. It's actually got a couple different iterations of this boat on it, but also it's an Eastern boat. You've only heard of such things. It's very long and low to the water that it's sitting in, and it's
A boat.
silver with like a gold outline around the outside of it, around the arms and around the waist, and kind of just highlighting the whole shape of the center, which is silver with a lot of inlay that has all sorts of imagery, but that is the only repeated imagery is that of the boat.
Do I recognize this boat or any of the languages on it?
I don't. What are your languages? Off the top of my head,
Common, Dwarven, Gnomish, and Goblin.
you recognize.
I can read every language.
Well, then you would recognize quite a few, I would say, but Ash, you specifically recognize Dwarven intermixed in between varying ones that you don't.
Oh, okay. And do I recognize the boat? Should I roll for this?
You can roll a history if you want.
The boat of knowledge. Holy shit.
Did it come through?
No, but I saw it in D&D.
Okay.
22. Okay, so you stare intently at the boat, and it seems to kind of move in the waves, honestly, on the armor, as if it were alive. And you kind of alights a story in your mind of this boat that sailed many of the seas, but had come from the east, known as the Chengxian, and it was that which held and carried many ingots of gold through those waters to the east, to the west, and back. And it would also, in those times, was heavily guarded for its purpose. But the boat was also known to have disappeared inexplicably under the same guard, and not much is known beyond that to your understanding.
Also, is this a piece of, like, guard's armor that I'm holding?
You're not 100% sure.
Would this item be considered heavy armor?
It would, yes.
Okay. I turn around and I show it to everyone, and I'm like, is anybody proficient in heavy armor?
I am.
And when you turn it around, you see on the back of it a red hand. That is the only other color that you see on it.
Do I recognize this red hand?
It alights another understanding in you without much prompt of a very duplicitous organization. And this seems to be actually on top of the other engravings that are on the on the rest of the armor.
Whoa. I think we got ourselves a shady guild here that stole this boat. And I point to this boat on the chest
Boat
with
guild.
the armor. The boat guild.
Boat guild. Yes, leader named Bodie McBoatface.
Okay, so after I see that, I offer the armor to Warren, since I'm not proficient in it. I'm like, here, do you want to wear this?
Sure. Well, what? So what is it? Like armor wise?
It's I'm trying to go back to
Can
my
I read
memory
its
too.
stat sheet real quick?
Yeah, right. I'm just coming all of this up with on the fly. So it's a I would say it's a plate off the top of my head. Similar
plate.
stats.
Very
Breastplate.
pretty engraven plate.
Breastplate. Have you put it on yet? Is the next question.
Can I read it from here?
You're catching some of it, other than the dwarven that you kind of recognize, as well as Ash. You also recognize a good bit of Elvish, and oddly enough, Gnomish.
Wait, I know Gnomish.
I know
Oh,
Elvish.
okay. My bad. I thought you didn't.
Also, did I know... I can read it, so what did the parts say that I could read? Did it make any sense?
My
Or was
bad.
it just, like, letters?
I was going into details here about other things. So the things that you're reading seem to be inscriptions, on both facets of this. It's to do with finding, as to what you can tell. But there are some languages that you don't understand that are interwoven in the mix, oddly.
What? So I'm guessing I'm holding it now.
I don't know. Are you, Ash?
I think she handed it to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I was holding it out to you. Did you take it?
Yeah. So I'm gonna
bless
take
Gesundheit.
it, and there's
Hey.
Elvish on it. Can I read some of the Elvish? Because I know Elvish.
And it also has to do with finding. like you're not quite sure what, because like I'd said, there were some other languages, all of it interwoven, almost making no sense, but you're picking up on some context clues that it's to do with finding stuff.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I'm still holding my magic sword, and I asked for help put on the plate while still holding my magic sword.
Yeah. So I walk over to him and I start putting it on him.
Does the chest plate have any aura to it that I
Oh.
can see?
Oh, I sniff it. Does it smell funny?
I lick it. Does it taste funny?
Now we're at.
No,
Pop it, pull it, twist it.
Lick it.
There is a whitish aura about it, Grizz,
Hmm.
which is divination. And you know that.
Mhm.
But as you're getting it set upon you, Warren, that fervor you feel for gold, silver, and the other shiny bits intensifies, and you actually get a sense that there are some near you, but you're a little farther away than you'd wish to be.
Gold.
Well, we've got a gold scent hound now.
I love gold.
Yeah.
So I can sense gold and other precious metals and stuff.
In a hot, warm, cold kind of situation, yes, as what you're gathering.
So I step like closer to like the chest.
And you feel just an ecstatic form of ecstasy, almost, of just, oh, yes.
Does he
Kick
get
me.
in the chest?
Sauce all over my body.
Here, come on.
Yeah, I just dive head first in the chest. I'm like, this feels so good. Ah! Oh, what is this game turned into?
Evil.
Evil.
I mean, we just created gold member, didn't we?
I guess.
I love gold.
One of us needs to get an afro.
Um,
And I got a bonus to my AC.
Oh, yeah? How much?
Yep, went from 14 to 16.
Sweet.
I'm still trying to figure out what this bag is.
I think it's a bag of fear.
Did you try to identify
I'm gonna
that
reach
one?
my
too?
hand.
Oh,
Well, do I see any more pearls in the chest?
there are some popping up here or there, yeah.
I'm gonna collect a couple then.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm gonna plop down on the floor and cast Identify on the bag.
And about of the handful you had 5 more pop out of the chest. And you get an understanding that this is a bag which holds creatures in it. It's actually something of a myth and is only known to be held by the gods, to what you understood from your history, to summon one creature. It's specifically based upon, if you don't know, where'd it go? This one I didn't quite create out of nothing because I thought it was a really just a fucking cool item. But it's a bag of tricks, random animal for the day. So it takes a day to recharge, but basically you can pull a random animal out of it. It's called Bag of Tricks. though.
Oh,
That is cool.
fuck yeah, it is. Oh, so I roll like a d8 and just whatever I roll is what I pull out,
Yep.
is what I'm seeing on here.
Mm-hmm.
What color is it?
It
Is it
is a tan bag.
okay? Oh, sweet. Guys, I could pull out a baboon.
Another question about the breastplate: is it just like gold and silver, or I sense like gems and stuff?
You're not 100% sure at this time, but
What do you pick up a gem and throw it?
you do that, or
I do that. I'll pick up a gem and just chuck it across the room.
Fetch, boy.
and your sense of ecstasy lessens only minusculely, but you do notice it, Warren.
So he can sense precious gems.
Gold breastplates lets me find gold and shit.
Yeah, gold and shit. Shiny shit.
Yeah, I can cast identify on it if you want me to see exactly what it is, but
Or you can name it
it's
yourself.
up to you guys. Yeah.
I think I have a pretty good understanding of what it does. I think I should call this breastplate the treasure plate. Treasure.
Flint, I don't think you've stuck your hand in this treasure chest. Just
I was waiting my turn. Seems like we're forming a line right here. I was kind of dancing to it.
Okay. Are you what you doing? You just diving in? You going elbow deep? What you doing?
I almost wave my hand across the top of the coins, pick up a few, swirl them around in my hand, drop them back in, and then just reach down straight to the bottom of the chest.
I'm just looking to see what I have here. And your hand kind of alights around. I like that term, I guess. Alight. Your hand kind of forms around a perfect fit of some sort of shaft at the bottom.
I grip the shaft and yank it out.
Seems to be a theme.
Yeah.
And out comes on the shaft that fits in your hand perfectly an enlarged fork that's only 2 prongs.
Ah.
Oh, I know this one. Say turkey.
I'm gonna hold it up and look at it, very confused and just slightly disappointed.
And as you're looking at it, you see engraved in the handle pumpkin 3 times.
Oh.
I'm gonna look to Griselda because she knows this shit. Like, what is this?
Oh, the turkey thing I said out of character, but
You could roll a history
I'm
for me to
gonna-
see how well that plays out for you.
yeah.
All right.
I'll 19.
Damn nice. So, from your past experiences and your general understanding of magics in the realm, considering. You understand that more than likely this is some sort of enchantment to change aspects of this thing. You're not sure how, but you're pretty sure it has to do with that. And potentially for the better, normally in these sort of circumstances.
I'm gonna reiterate that to Flint and just kind of say, like, yeah, it's enchanted somehow, something to do with the word pumpkin. Maybe it turns into a pumpkin at midnight. I don't know.
Maybe it's the Pumpkin King.
Oh.
Give it to Jack the Skull.
So I'm gonna just keep looking at it and say pumpkin 3 times.
Uh-oh.
And it enlarges into a giant pitchfork size. Because originally it was only probably about moderately, maybe a short sword in length. But now it is definitely like a bastard sword of insides.
Ah!
That's a mighty big fork you have, sir.
I'm gonna say pumpkin 3 more times.
And then it changes back into its original shape and size. Which, it was the same shape, so original size.
Nice. So I just have a pitchfork for close quarter combats and full combat.
And a fork for, cases where you might want one. A normal size
Yeah.
fork, like to eat with or to skewer things or roast marshmallows. I don't know.
Well, what happened if you stabbed someone with a normal size one and then transformed it into the pitchfork?
Well, we should test this theory and see what happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just stab someone and go, pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin.
The least threatening thing anyone could say, and then they die.
Right. Is this like an actual thing, or did you make this one up?
Oh, I made this up. Straight up.
Okay.
What do you do?
You gotta type it in manually.
Or come up with a name, or come up with a name for it, so...
Pumpkin pitchfork.
A pump fork.
Oh, gosh.
The big little fork.
And only we have a spoon and we can have the Big Dipper and Little Dipper.
Yes.
What are you doing with the fork, by the way? After you've resized it.
You keeping it?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it.
Putting it into your bag, I'm guessing?
Yes, put it in my bag.
As you put it into
And-
your bag, it kind of strikes off the side of it, and you hear a soft hum, and back 15 seconds, you're thinking, didn't I just experience this? Everybody else seems to be playing out exactly what just happened the last 15 seconds. And you're like, what? And you're just staring at the regular sized fork now after you've said pumpkin, pumpkin, pumpkin. And everyone's been talking about the potential uses of this pitchfork and enlarging it inside of somebody else. And you're like, I think I see another use for this. But no one else has experienced this.
I'm gonna keep that info to myself. And as I continue to put it back in my bag, I'll gather up a handful of coins and throw it in there with them.
Looks like there's a consensus that Mame has 50 gold and 50 silver.
I.
I don't. I thought I'd seen somebody else taking something out.
I
How
started
much
counting.
gold looks like is left?
After the 50 gold and 50 silver that Mame's kind of like counted out oddly fastidiously for a giant. There's a decent amount of gold and silver, but it is definitely hidden under a wide range of gems at this point.
I
Natu.
want to take a handful of gems.
Okay. There was easily amethyst and a couple rubies and some emeralds and I'm only remembering Tiger's Eye as an orange thing, but that's not the only orange emerald. I'm just staring at the depiction. But you could... I mean... I don't know.
I could.
Yeah,
Mix 'em up.
I'm just... Imagination's the limit. There's also probably a sapphire hidden deeper that you kind of see out of the glint, but you didn't grab it first. But I would say in your hand you probably have already, like, probably 3 pearls and 3 amethysts and a ruby and probably 4 emeralds, if I didn't say that already.
Okay.
Do we want to just divide up the rest of these coins?
Yeah, let's divide them up amongst each other.
I was counting all of it.
I'm sure you were.
Like an accountant.
So as Mame took the 50 out, you just kind of jumped onto the pile as Ash was pulling out that handful and was like, "I'll count out the rest. We'll divide it evenly." Am
A
I wrong?
sense of euphoria while doing it.
Am I wrong or?
No, that's pretty
Euphoria
accurate.
or sudden loss because he's giving it away.
He volunteers to count it just so he can be close to it.
Yeah.
And as you're counting through it, you probably count about 1,500 gold, 1,500 silver, probably 100 or 200.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 15.
I'll go through it a little bit slower. That is what I said, right? 1,500. And then
Yep.
probably like 200 amethyst. And I did not spell that right. That's okay. Probably like 200 rubies. And you haven't identified all of the other gems, but those are the main ones because of their colors. And some that's the other one that I would say sapphire, like, can't spell worth a damn. Probably 200 of those, and then like 500 varying gems.
There are 7 of us here currently, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can each grab a little bit more than 200 pieces of the gold and silver. I'm just going to take that. 200.
So we each get 200.
And then there should be some left over. So I'm going to take... Let's see, where am I?
Well, I see 6 of us.
Is it 6? How many people are here?
Wait, where's...
I'm distracted.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7
Yeah.
counts Sasha.
Oh.
But
I
does
wish-
Sasha want gold?
Sure she does.
Now, did Sasha say that?
No, Griselda definitely said that.
Well, if we divide it up between 6 of us, we can each take 250, and there isn't that left over.
I mean, that's fine. We can divide it 6 ways. Are there any pearls left?
In the 500 that you had seen of varying gems, you didn't. I mean, it'd be up to Warren to roll. I mean, if that's what you're. Are you asking that of Warren? I guess I would be the
Yeah.
more appropriate.
What would I roll?
A perception.
Can Warren add accounting as a special skill now?
Yeah, totally. If you want, if you definitely want it, you could add accounting to that skill.
What would I base that on?
It would be based off of. I would say an intelligence of some sort. I'm just trying to see if there was one that was better than just your base intelligence. Probably base investigation, honestly.
So if we divide up the gems, ow.
Yeah, so whatever your base investigation is, then now it would be +4 for further ones. For accounting. Your question though, Ash?
I was gonna say if we divvy up the gems, I think everyone gets like 32 of like each amethyst, ruby, and sapphire. Ow! Yes, stop. Sorry, I'm being assaulted.
No worries.
And then we would each get like 116 of the varied gems. Does anybody want gems, or do they not care about those?
I would like the rubies. I like red.
Mame is good with their 50 gold and 50 silver.
So
I mean, I'm my mini chef.
Warren, you think that there are at least 10 to 20 more pearls that you'd thought you'd counted in the varying gems, but then you pull one out and you're like, wait, maybe 19? This kind of looks like a wall. And you kind of scrape it. No, this is just some bat guano, and you throw it to the side. You're welcome.
My attention is peaked.
Why are you looking for bat shit?
For a spell component.
Oh.
But I think it's more fun if I just keep talking about bad shit.
Is the 50 that Mame took of gold and silver from the total that you gave us, or is that plus the total that you gave us? Because she took it out before I counted it.
The stuff that Mame took out was before you counted, so it has nothing to do with those numbers that I just sent.
Okay. I relay that information to everyone.
I just love how you're
If
standing
possible,
on
could
top
I-
of this pile, like.
Just divvying out coins.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how many pearls were there?
19, 20. Yeah.
Does anybody have any objection to me taking all of the pearls?
No.
I do not.
No.
Okay.
You need to start a clam farm.
I think they call them brothels.
Maybe? I hope you're not putting any sediment behind, though. 'Cause that's liable for some sort of lawsuit somewhere, I'm sure.
Well,
Either that or, child support for life. So, one of those two.
tomato, tomato.
So yeah, you guys are sweating your balls off in this hot chamber, looking at the loot and the bones around you. After all of the loot has been divvied out.
All right, so you said we got 32 amethysts, rubies, and sapphires.
Well, not if Warren's taking 50 rubies for himself.
I really like to. You can divvy up the rest however you want.
Are we all okay with this?
With him taking 50 rubies?
I mean, is that all you're taking? Is 250 gold and silver and then 50 rubies? You're not taking any amethyst, sapphire, or other, like, random gems?
I just say to her in like my red like armor with my red handled swords that I really like the color red. And that's
I look red. It's pretty. Like, God, Griselda, don't you see? It's his fashion.
Yeah, but... So is that all you're taking? I get that you like red.
Are you taking any of the other gems?
Yeah.
I mean, no, I don't think so.
Okay, then I'm fine with that.
Same here.
If everybody else is fine with it, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So then there's 150 rubies.
So that means we each would get 30 if he took 50. Because there's...
Yeah.
I investigate the chest. Is there anything other than like the gold and stuff like that we haven't picked out like yet?
You want to roll an investigation for me?
Yep.
You don't notice anything else. It seems to be clear straight to the bottom.
And then how many amethyst and sapphire do we get? Did you say, Ash?
Mame, are you taking any other gems or any gems of any kind?
Nope.
Okay.
How proficient was I in
Oh, so we
Accounting?
should each get 50 of the other gems.
Yeah.
And then 175 of the varied gems.
Josh, how proficient was I in accounting? Counting you repeat? I couldn't. Just asking.
What was your investigation before? I was looking at Ash's, honestly, which was +3 originally.
What are you talking about?
Your investigation, your, like, whatever your bonus is for investigation currently.
0.
Then it would be +1. Because it's based upon, I was thinking, your intelligence in this particular case. Although... No,
I have a scroll bar for my skills.
Yeah, it'd still be, unfortunately, intelligence, I would think, because math is still an intelligence-based, instead of, like, wisdom, or charisma, or dexterity. Any of the other ones, it still makes sense that it would be intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
And investigation, I was basing it on just because you're kind of, like, investigating what is there and some of the other things.
Oh,
that are based upon it.
Does anyone have any leather?
Leather?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I have some? I would like to fashion a sheath or like an attachment point on the back of this for my new sword.
All right, I have several leather bindings, so I think like they're leather belts.
That should work, right?
All right, I hand over some leather bindings. You can at least make like a holder for your sword, even if it's not a complete sheath. So just be careful sitting down.
I would I would say that that's appropriate. I mean, unless you're crafting more on that. Because I was going to say, if you're crafting, in essence, you would probably use a... I'm trying to look at yours. I see accounting now, which is cool. You got +2. Sleight of hand is what it would be based upon for the base skill of crafting. So you already have
really
a
good sleight
+7.
of hand.
Yeah, I see that. You already got a +7. So I would say that you've gone up to a +8 for the next time, but this time it's a +7 if you wanted to roll to see what you craft currently. 24. So you just like, oh yeah, thanks, and you take the belt. You only gave him 1, or did you give him 2, Ash? Just clarification here.
No, I'll give him 2 so that he can have what he needs.
Okay, I didn't know exactly what you had. So you have 2. You take 1 and you kind of wrap it around the blade at the hilt, and then you strap it around yourself, and then you take the second one and you actually just place the blade in it so that you can draw it straight from the from there. But then you're looking at it and you're like, that's not quite gonna do it. So you take the second belt, and instead of wrapping it around just the top of the blade just below the hilt, which is what the first one is doing, kind of to hold it in place, you take that second belt and wrap it around the entire blade just to protect it. I don't know where you're placing this, but that's...
I was going to say on my back.
Okay.
So now I have like a handle up behind my head, and I have 2 at my hips.
Yeah.
I like swords.
I'm gonna turn into a triple wielder, like thinking of One Piece. Z. I don't remember his name.
Oh, Zora.
Zoro.
I have 1
thank
in
you.
each hand and 1 in my mouth.
Exactly.
Is the chest itself made out of silver?
It appeared such, yes.
Itself.
What are you gonna do to the chest?
Oh, do you still have that thing that melts metal? We could just turn into a brick. Because we're taking everything out of it, right?
There was
That's kind of what I...
currently nothing visible on the inside, yes.
Who was melting metal? I don't remember that.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, we could just turn into a giant brick and then make the ogre and make the orc troll carry it. Sorry.
Is he willing to carry it?
At that point in time, too, Bob kind of had wiped off his mouth and was walking back into the chamber like, those are some good bones.
Good bones. Okay. Josh, you enjoyed your meal?
It was a little degrading, but it was veritably delicious.
Yes, that's how I love to describe my meals. Degrading but delicious.
Delicious. Okay, so did we officially empty this chest now?
Yeah, it's empty.
Okay.
That's why we were gonna melt it down and turn it into like a brick. But I don't know if
Oh.
I want to do that.
We do or we don't want to do that?
Well, from what I can tell, it is made out of silver.
Is it like made of silver or plated in silver? Like, is there wood underneath the silver?
Give it a quick knock on the side.
Well, I was going to take one of my hand axe and like scrape it on like the top lip of the chest.
It would appear to be solid silver with that. There is silver underneath the silver you scrape off.
Yep, it's silver. Well, I guess I would be able to tell that with my breastplate, right?
Mm-hmm. It is, other than your companions who are now well laden, that you're trying to ignore because you're trying to communicate somewhat innately with the breastplate, like, I can't have that. That is not mine. And then it is like, and then it kind of redirects your attention to that chest. Yes.
No, it's up to you guys.
Melt it.
I don't have the stuff to melt it, so.
Oh, yeah, how did we... Well, no, that acid, didn't that acid disintegrate it?
No, it melted it because it reformed, and I still have a bar of the reformed metal, like just congealed into one big solid blob.
Oh. Guess somebody had a barrel of that, like a little cask.
I don't remember.
I thought somebody took some. But I could be wrong.
I don't think
I
I
don't know, we
was
know
there
it's
for
here.
this session because I don't
I
know what
wasn't
you guys
either.
are talking about.
Yeah, me either.
As, as they say that, Orin just has this like super sad look in his eye. So much lost gold. Well, we know where this is. We could always come back and get it when we're better equipped.
I mean, does somebody have like acid splash?
I have acid splash and burning hands. Which do we think would be better?
Probably
Well,
acid splash.
Yeah, I was gonna say, considering that we're in hell
Yeah.
ish.
Acid splash is also a cantrip, so I'm gonna step back. Mama, you might want to step back. I don't know what this splashback's gonna be.
You
Yeah,
know, I
that's
appreciate that. I'm gonna do that. Let me
Yeah.
clear the area. 1 second. Oh, maybe. My screen's all black. My computer might have said. We're gonna say I stepped back, even if my character does
I
not
got
look
you.
like it stepped back.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast acid splash on the chest. Should I roll?
I mean, yeah. I don't know what your splash is associated with, but I was assuming dexterity to some degree, as well as your innate spell
Dexterity.
casting.
I just rolled damage automatically. That was
There it is.
Man, it's gonna be a stark change in my character when the people who ain't here now come back.
10.
Acid splash. So that was the to hit.
Yeah.
Oh, that hits. And as it splashes across the whole front of it, I'm assuming no one's closed it because no one's talked about actually closing the chest. They've flung it open, and you're hitting the front of it. Some of it splashes onto the inside, and you hear sizzling on the inside, but nothing from the outside.
Oh.
The chest itself isn't magic, right?
Griselda, your spell cast of Detect Magic had ended by that point.
Yeah, I
for that
figured
question.
it would have. I mean, it was glowing when we first opened it, but I don't know if that was just because of everything inside of it, or if it was it itself. I mean, I could ritual cast it again, but it's going to be a little bit before it pops up. Like it takes me, was it like 10 minutes to cast it?
I think that was...
Yeah, 10 minutes to cast it.
We could go investigate the gates.
We could go check out that spider.
You can go check out that spider.
I was gonna say we might want
You
to.
test out your new sword.
This also probably isn't a bad time to stop for this session.
Oh, this is
I mean,
true.
we could keep going, but we are quickly approaching 10 o'clock.
This is true.
I don't know how you guys feel.
And we are down
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
3
Probably.
party members.
Yeah,
So-
we were able to avoid battle, so again, another
Yeah.
round of applause to Ash. So
Yeah.
That's the whole way I designed this character, was to avoid combat.
High five to that. So...
yeah, I like that.
The only thing I would advise is potentially looking at the chest in the magical spectrum, but that was DM brain. Sorry.
Can I just do a regular investigation on this
Sure.
chest?
Go ahead and roll. Is that at the 10?
6.
6. So you're looking at the chest and you're like, this is a bit more than normal. There's some engravings on it that you wouldn't have you would associate with magic normally, but you're not 100% what they mean because they don't have any language meaning necessarily beyond that of the magical.
I'm gonna go ahead, Jess.
No, I just wanted to investigate it, and I guess if that's all I'm getting.
Okay. Can I do an Arcana check on the chest?
Sure.
Ooh, I rolled a natural 1. That's an 8.
This night is definitely not good for rolling. I don't know what it is. So you, beyond the understanding that I've already explained for what Ash was asserting, which is that it is sort of magical, you're looking on the inside and you're like, fuck. The acid that had spewed on the inside seems to have disrupted some of those ununderstandable markings of magical import on the inside.
Whoops.
It might be a good idea to do that, like detect magic thing, ritual thing you're going to do.
Yeah, I'll just kind of plop down on the floor and cast Detect Magic.
I was gonna say, do we have like mend or repair? Does anyone know how to cast that?
I can cast Mend.
Do that. And then we can
Unfortunately, it
rest-
does not work on magical items, as I remember.
Oh,
I think you are correct. Mending. Spell repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch. There's a broken chain link to it. There's no one. Spell. This spell can physically repair a magic item or construct, but the spell can't restore magic to such an object. So I could repair it. It wouldn't, like, if Ash, like, if the acid dispelled the magic that was imbued in this chest and I repair the magic runes, we would then need to find some way to imbue it with magic again. Like, so I would be able to repair the runes, but not necessarily bring the magic back to it.
But if we repaired the runes, we would hopefully know what it says and have a better understanding of what we did.
Yeah, so am I doing detect magic or am I doing mend?
Let's do detect magic to see what it actually is before we waste time trying to fix it.
Well, because okay, that's fine. Detect magic takes 10 minutes for me to ritual cast it. Mending is a cantrip that takes 1 minute to cast. That's why I was asking.
I don't think we're going anywhere in 10 minutes.
Okay. So I'll sit down and I'll cast detect magic.
And at first, there is no illumination from the chest. With purely just the detect magic.
Okay. Then I am going to walk up to the chest and touch it, and I will cast mending on it.
And as you're touching it, you see on the inside the runes mending themselves to what they should have been, you presume, but still no illumination from the chest.
Can I read the runes now and investigate the runes?
Unless you have comprehend language, I would say no.
Okay. What languages are the rune? What? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understood what you meant. You are not 100% sure. You don't. You're like northern, something far north.
So it's not celestial, common, or infernal.
Negative.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing close enough. Can I recognize any of the languages?
List them off for me again.
Common, Dwarvish, Gnomish, and Goblin.
Dwarvish. So you didn't say that, Griselda, right? I'm not hallucinating, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
So-
Celestial, common, and infernal.
All right. So you're looking at it and you're like, this isn't the Dwarvish language, but looks familiar. It has a certain je ne sais quoi.
Hey Zolas, didn't you say you could read any language?
Yes.
Mind taking a look at these runes?
Wait, didn't Bob say he could read any language too?
For what it's worth, I can also read Abyssal and Draconic. It's Celestial.
I have an Eldritch invocation that allows me to read all writing called Eyes of the Runekeeper.
That is beautiful.
Ooh, sounds fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've played with me too
I
long.
will take a look. Yeah, I know. I was like, well, yeah, the problem is that I built this character and I have all these cool things, but like don't do any damage. So I should probably use the cool things.
Well, you walk up to the chest and you recognize that it is a form of Draconic Dwarvish that is a subsect of Dwarvish, obviously. And your understanding is that it should fulfill the deepest desires of the individual that sticks themselves or an appendage inside of it, if they're able to to have those things. But you're not seeing how to complete the enchantment. Those are the things that are written on the chest, but there is nothing that describes what had fulfilled it before. You know what I mean? Like, it had something that was powering it before.
Recipe.
There's no like recipe for
Exactly.
success. It's just like here's what it does.
Yeah.
Okay. I tell everyone that, and I'm like, it's some weird hybrid of Dwarvish and Draconic, which I don't even know what that race is, but
yeah,
Terrifying.
yes, yeah. It gives you your wildest dreams. I don't know how it does that though. So when we were sticking our arms in and pulling stuff out, like that's why Warren has his gold finder. And...
Wildest dreams. And I picked out a heavy armor chest plate.
Yeah, I picked out a bag of animals.
I got a long sword.
Fork.
All right. With her saying that, I'm gonna walk back up to the chest, and I'm gonna think about my Exandria pistol. I'm gonna like obsess with the thought of my pistol, and reach back into the chest.
Nothing happens.
Man, Warren says out loud, if only there was a way for us to go back before we use the acid splash.
I'm gonna do it one more time, but this time I'm gonna throw one gold piece into the chest.
As you throw the gold piece into the chest, it clinks off the back side, clinks off the front side, and lands in the center, just... and nothing happens.
Warren, did you say that you think the acid splash has something to do with it?
I said it would be nice if we could go back before we use the acid splash.
Yeah, because that might have deactivated the spell.
Only one of us could go back in time.
15 seconds ago.
No, it makes way more sense for all of us to die and get regenerated and come back to this room, and it'll all be back where it was
Okay.
before.
I was trying to really underhandedly, like, you should try.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know,
there was
that's
no
why I usually
underhanding to it.
Alright.
Who can go back in time? What am I forgetting?
Flint can go back in time.
Oh.
Kind of. Ish.
Metagaming, but yeah.
I didn't tell anybody you could do that.
Gotcha.
Alright, well, at that point, I'm just gonna look back and be like, I'm out of ideas.
I'm assuming you picked up the gold piece too, but...
Yeah, I picked it back up. Because my thought was, that's why there was so much gold and gems in there that you had to make an offering to the chest. And that people were just making offerings, and it just collected over time.
Oh, well then you might need more than like a single gold piece. Pop in a gem. They're worth a few gold pieces.
Yeah, because where is it? A 10 stack of rubies is worth 50,000.
Just drop in 10 rubies and think about your gun.
I'll do that. I'll drop the 10 rubies in there and obsess over my Exandria pistol again and reach in.
What are you obsessing over with the pistol?
The thought of it, its design, and I'm basically trying to see if that's how what comes out of the chest manifests. Like, I'm dreaming of having a second Exandria pistol.
Okay.
So if the chest gives us our wildest dreams, that's why I'm focusing on my pistol to hopefully get a second one.
Wait, didn't Mame get a kitchen
Yeah.
with a
The chef.
master chef in it?
Uh-huh.
Flint's gonna get fed. That's their wildest dreams.
Food's
That's
important.
a good dream.
I plead the fact that I haven't played with Flint and Ash enough with their particular gifts. So in this particular case, I would say that the rubies would just, and in their place, the exact replica of your pistol would appear.
Pick it up, and I'll slowly turn around and look to everyone else and hold it up. Like, I figured the damn thing out.
So why did Ash get a heavy chest piece?
I'd said I'd plead the fifth, if you recall. I was also going back through the random items ideas that I had.
I was thinking that maybe it was related to the house of my, like, mortal enemy.
Which could also be the case, honestly.
Yeah, that's automatically where my mind went, but I didn't want to shout it out loud.
So I didn't mean to
I-
call you out like that. I just kind of zoned out there for a second.
No worries.
Yeah, because I was like, I know what my house symbol is, but me personally, I know Ash probably knows, but me personally doesn't know what it looks like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of, like, Griselda's just gonna kind of shrug and walk back up to the chest and dump everything, like, dump the gems and gold back in, and I'm gonna reach back in. I'm gonna see what I can find.
Well, shit, son.
We want more stuff, sir!
What are you wishing upon, is what I would ask in this particular scenario.
I'm gonna think about my past life and think about my goddess, but actually, well, yeah, I haven't really.
Right.
I guess I should send you a blurb about her first.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think we'd talked about that particularity yet.
So why was mine a sword, or a magic gold sword that? Well, I understand the magic gold sword part, but why the one that banishes souls and can counterspell magic? Is that like a personal thing to like the little backstory I had, or is it just something random you came up with?
A little bit of both, as well as that, in particular, I'd assume in this particular scenario, yes, particular, that you didn't have as many protections against magic, but you had a lot against physicalities. So as much as I could help you, basically.
Interesting.
Because you're going into fucking hell.
Yeah, against somebody's hints to not do so.
Right.
They're like, nope, fuck you.
What a nice DM.
You were sending me something though, Ash?
Yeah. Oh
Or
well.
Grizz. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I sent it on Discord.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Wrong click.
Well, I was just going back through a whole bunch of other chats is all.
I am
Sehani Nin Moonbao. Or Seha 9. Seha 9. Again
Fun
with
type.
the silver dragons.
what?
I said again with the silver dragons.
Oh, I didn't see anything with silver dragons.
Favored monsters.
Oh.
I'll have to read this through this when I'm more sober. But
That sounds good.
I just picked it because I am
intolerant towards necromancy, though?
Well, because... Yeah, so... Let's just rewind and
Yeah.
pretend I didn't dump my stuff in and think about it. Because I'll have to send you... I thought I had sent you... Maybe I didn't. I probably just typed it up and just left it. Because I'll have to send you, like, my backstory.
I'm remembering that you'd sent me something, but I don't remember exactly what it was off the top of my head.
Yeah.
There's only like, what is it? Like 17? No, minus 1. 16 backstories or so that I keep
Yeah.
in mind. So, but if you want to elaborate for me while I'm...
Yeah, so so Griselda was a cleric of this goddess,
Mhm.
and she was a grave domain cleric, and something went wrong, and she ended up dying, and in like a frenzy, the other clerics that were with her, get fireball. Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Where did that come from?
Hey,
That
Ike.
was Ike. He just walked up behind my chair and screamed that in my ear.
Hi, buddy.
Everybody says hi.
We in trouble now.
I don't even remember what I was saying now. In a frenzy,
In a frenzy.
the other clerics with
Yep.
me
Yep.
attempted to bring me back to life, and they didn't think it worked, and so like they buried me and everything, and then I woke up and I didn't like remember anything. And so, but then like because I was a cleric and I was still like magically in tune, I felt the need to go study magic, and that's why I'm a wizard now. And I was like, I know I was brought back to life, so I wanted to study necromancy to figure out how and why I was brought back to life. And like the more I've started like adventuring and doing stuff and looking into things, I've started remembering my past life, and that's why I have the 2 levels in cleric.
Okay.
So that's why, like, even though she frowns like on necromancy, that's how I kind of like looped it back together.
Yeah, my brain is not.
I think it's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Definitely is.
Yeah, we should probably come up with notes and ask him later.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was like, we can just rewind and...
See what happens when you pull your hand out of the chest next time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I generally...
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Right. No, I normally too take notes, and I was trying to go back through even our... Maybe it's on Discord, that might be why. Because I was going on back through other chats to see if the story that you were telling me, because I vaguely remembered it, but I was trying to remember from where so that I could copy and paste it into the full story, because I keep track of everyone's full story that they send me in a document.
It's very possible that it could have just been a verbal thing.
Ooh, that might have been, yeah.
Like we were just chatting about backstories after a session one night.
Backstories.
Because I think that's what it was, because I think Ike was talking to you about like Baharash and like Tiamat and all that stuff too,
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
I don't remember correctly, so I will hold you at your word there and sort of type something what we've been saying too. But if you have a full one that's more descriptive than what you've just said, and you want to send me, I will fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Gladly.
What are you saying?
Boss man's trying to y'all pretty Starbucks today.
He really doesn't want you to leave.
Since we're in hell with like undead things, is there like a chance we might run into people from our past that might be in hell?
I wouldn't say no, yeah.
I should probably go into detail and do more of a backstory, or at least some shenanigans my character's gotten into.
Yeah? Whatever you feel like. Send it my way, and then I'll fill in those blanks, and perhaps you might see ghosts of the past.
Cool. Alrighty. This has been fun.
It has.
Found lots of treasures.
Shiny, shiny things.
And in retrospect, I got ripped off from my second pistol.
What?
Well, I was looking at it. This says that the Exandria pistol is only valued at 150 gold.
I'm gonna say that a magical box kind of doesn't care about that.
Mm-mm.
I know.
Value
I mean-
lies in the eye of the beholder.
Right.
I mean, it definitely works out with my two-handed fighting. Pew pew. And I still have Empire that I need to turn into
Pew.
a second holster.
I'm really tired, so I'm gonna get off.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna jump off here. Good times. See
Night,
you guys
yo.
next time.
Bye.
Have a good
Later.
night.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye, guys.
All right. I have to ask Zeph, what was the ritual that was being cast, if you're still there?
Okay, so there is a spell. I can't remember. Let me see.
You said Zaf, and I was so confused. And I was like, oh, that's Gab.
Yeah, shit. I was looking at the,
You called me Zeph earlier too, and I
Shit.
it's just like I'm just rolling with it.
well, that's the problem with, like, it doesn't change your nickname in Discord according to the event, and then I just look over out of my peripheral, and I'm like, Zeph! That's who I'm talking about. I remember specifically trying to say Griselda, or Grizz, a decent amount too, but it happens.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Alright. I've called you Johnny more often than not, I feel like.
Yeah, it's alright.
When it comes to the actual events of things too, though, it will be something that I cover. I will refer to it'll be easier too in person, like when I'm sitting in front of people and I look at somebody and I'm like, Zeph or Griselda or Flint or Ash, like it'll just associate in my brain. But when I'm sitting here talking to space,
Takes a little more thought processing.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, that'll be fun and easier.
And who the stories we're gonna tell after that night?
Or not tell anyone ever.
Yeah, that's true.
Ah, shit. No, I was saying too that you guys are welcome to come that Friday if you're able. I haven't heard from everyone.
Okay, so yeah. So you had to rent it for more than one night?
I did because it wouldn't allow me to rent one night, which is a regular thing I've noticed with Airbnb and most places, even hotels, if you're renting a bigger one like this. So for the price, gosh darn, we couldn't beat it though, because it's like that price. I was looking at hotels originally, which would give us an event room and hotel rooms, but they're like fucking $100 a night plus 300.
Yeah, and they're asking too much for the meeting rooms, because I was looking
Yeah.
at that too, because you can rent out a meeting room up here and like a pool at the hotels
Mhm.
for like $65, and then you have it for like 7 or 8 hours. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
I didn't see that one because that's what the route I was trying to take as well, on top of some of the other things, but I didn't see that one because you normally had to rent. Well, I guess normally not, but I was also looking at rooms because of the situation. I was presuming that we'd be partaking in the alcoholic beverages, and there are people. And
Did you get those days off?
I put them in. I have to wait until the days come up.
Oh, okay.
what's that?
Asking if he put his days off in for that
okay.
time.
And then with that in mind, I was thinking that we'd all want to stay at least one night, obviously, wherever we go, without relying on being responsible adults and just being fucking children.
Yes.
For one night. Of the
Yes, at least for a little bit.
Right. So, in that mind of things, I was trying to look for a room, and this has definitely been the most economical for 2 nights, which you're able to spend both nights, is what I was going to say, at the place that I picked out. If you wanted the first night, I was just going to set up, and we just fucking bullshit or whatever, but that was just because I had to spend the time to do that. We could also, if everyone was able to make it, knock out one or the other campaign, but I was thinking that we'd do one campaign and then the other, and then them both combined.
Okay. I think we could probably manage that in a day.
Right. That's why I was like, that's probably gonna take a day, all 3 of those different scenarios, but
So all I'm hearing is day drinking.
right.
Day drinking all day, and you won't be sweating your ass off at the beach. You're hitting your gun.
I know.
You won't be sweating your ass off at the beach, so you'll actually be able to hold a buzz.
Right?
My girlfriend likes to say, because I've said this, the first vacation that we ever experienced was, I'm on vacation, and I just started drinking straight from the bottle of whiskey or whatever the hell I had at the time.
Yeah.
Yep, Johnny did that too.
At-
Woke up the next morning after driving out there, and he just like did a thing of Fireball.
Yep.
And then whatever else we had in our bags.
Yep. Yeah, it was like maybe 9 a.m. Maybe.
Ours was around 10 a.m. because I think that's when our checkout was for that first hotel we was in.
Yeah, I know, and you kept rushing me to get out. And I'm like, there ain't nobody down there coming to get us out of this room.
I just wanted out of that room.
I know. It was bad. It was so bad.
The nice
Jesus, Karma.
The nice thing about the area too is once we get there, is it doesn't seem like there's gonna be neighbors. There's gonna be an outside area. I don't know what the temperature's gonna be like at that point in time. It's been too erratic for me to predict. For anyone to predict.
Yeah.
But they do have like a little burn pit and some other things too, which is cool.
Yeah, except that's something I was thinking about. Like, if there is an outdoor area and there is like a fire pit, we could set up something and do it outside. Have a fire going.
Yeah, especially that first night when we don't have like a specific anything, because it's I'm just gonna be, like I said, setting up a little bit and trying to get into the space to see what I can do, because I was gonna try and record the session too, as much as I possibly can, but I don't know.
Yeah. How would you record that?
Right? That's been my question for many months.
Me and Gab were talking about recording our sessions that we play here at our house for Bonds and Bunkers. And we were thinking about hanging a microphone from the ceiling, like, in the center of the table.
Right. I do have an old mic or two from back in the good old Rock Band days.
Oh yeah, I got a few of those.
Yep.
Right. I tried hooking one of those up to my computer. It was okay, but you had to have your mouth like right next to the fucking thing, as far as
I'll
I
have
could
to
tell.
go look at the mics that me and Gab were shopping for, because
Yeah.
this one said it was really good and it wasn't like a bank breaker or anything.
Yeah, there's that, and then remember we were also looking at like the conference speakers or whatever,
Conference speakers.
like the things that you set like in the middle of the table.
A grand and wonderful thank you for those who took the time and made it here, to the end of the episode, where I know sometimes we are long-winded and others we are just dead silent. I don't know what to tell you. This is raw here, folks. Please remember to like and subscribe, and you can help support us just by listening. But you can also provide even more support, if you like, by going to Anchor FM page and following the support link there. If you do so, I will personally work in an NPC or an idea, whatever you'd like to hear played out. If you want, you can get a hold of us through one of our many options, including voice messages on Anchor FM, or DM to our Twitter, or any other social media that you can find us, YouTube, etc. You can share your ideas, otherwise listen for the shout out and thank you for making it through.